No Time to Die. The newest James Bond film is not just a movie, it's a breathtaking journey through some of the most intense and realistic action sequences ever captured in modern cinema. Have you ever wondered what it takes to bring heart-stopping action scenes to life? How do filmmakers balance the razor's edge between realism and cinematic spectacle? In a world where CGI often steals the show, No Time to Die dares to defy the norm. From the twisting streets of Italy to the rugged forests, every stunt, every chase, and every fight feels as real as it gets. But how do they do it? You will find out in this episode of Behind Movies. If you're thrilled by the behind-the-scenes world of action movies, then you're in the right place. Dive in with us as we reveal the making of No Time to Die's most exhilarating stunts. Scene 1. Matera's City Chase. In No Time to Die, the chase scene through the small city of Italy is not just a bunch of fast cars and cool stunts. It's a masterclass in action filmmaking. Director Cary Fukunaga chose Matera for its narrow, winding streets. Perfect for a heart-racing chase. But there was a problem. Those streets were slippery, more like an ice rink than a racetrack. So, what did they do? They poured soda on the streets. Yep, soda, like the fizzy drink. It made the road sticky enough for all the cool driving stunts, kind of like putting syrup on a pancake but for cars. Then there's the big motorcycle jump. It was real, no computer tricks. The guy doing the jump, Fast Eddie, did it on his 50th birthday. Talk about an extreme birthday celebration. And the Aston Martin DB5, Bond's cool car? They had 10 of them, but not all were real. Some were dressed-up versions for the big stunts, like a car in a superhero costume. One stunt even had a secret nitrogen cannon to make the car flip. It's like having a hidden superpower under the seat. Everything was timed perfectly, like a dance, but with cars and bikes. And the smoke from Bond's car? That wasn't just for show. They made it right from the car's engine. This chase wasn't just about going fast. It was about making the impossible look easy and using soda for something other than a drink. Now, that's Bond-style cool. Scene 2. Forest Haunt. Bond's wilderness escape. The forest fight scene in No Time to Die is a wild ride that really takes Bond back to nature, but in a way that's less about bird watching and more about dodging bullets. In this scene, Bond finds himself in a dense, misty forest, the perfect setting for a stealthy showdown. What's cool about this scene is how it mixes old-school chase vibes with modern action. Bond is not in his fancy car this time. Instead, he's in a rugged Toyota Land Cruiser. He's being chased by the bad guys in Land Rover Defenders and Range Rover Sports, which is like a car commercial gone rogue. The scene is a masterclass in off-road action. Bond maneuvers through the forest with the kind of skill that makes you wonder if he spent his off time as a park ranger. The chase is intense, with vehicles swerving between trees and over rough terrain. This scene stands out because it's not just a typical car chase on city streets. It's Bond versus nature with some high-tech vehicles thrown in. It's like a game of high-stakes hide-and-seek, but with more horsepower and less hiding. So, while there's no gadget-laden Aston Martin in this scene, it's still pure Bond. Thrilling, smart, and a little bit wild. It's a reminder that even in the middle of a forest, Bond can turn the tables on his enemies in the most unexpected ways. Sorry for disturbing, but don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive peeks into the art of filmmaking. Let's roll the camera back on the action-packed world of James Bond. Scene 3. Stairwell. Showdown. Bond's close combat. The stairwell fight scene in No Time to Die is exactly what it sounds like. A bone-crunching, edge-of-your-seat brawl that takes place in, you guessed it, a stairwell. This isn't your typical fight scene. It's James Bond at his most raw and visceral. In this scene, Bond finds himself in a tight, confined stairwell, making the fight up close and personal. There's no room for fancy gadgets or high-speed chases here. It's just Bond, his fists, and a few unlucky adversaries. The choreography is intense and realistic, as Bond uses the narrow space to his advantage, turning the stairwell into an ally in his fight. Every punch, kick, and block echoes off the walls. adding to the claustrophobic feel of the scene. What sets this fight apart is the sheer physicality. Daniel Craig as Bond moves with a brutal efficiency, showcasing his character's skills in hand-to-hand combat. The scene is gritty, and you can almost feel every impact and see the determination in Bond's eyes as he battles his way through. It's Bond at his most basic, a skilled agent relying on his training and instincts in a fight that's as much about wit as it is about physical strength. Scene 4, Spectre Showdown. The Bond and Paloma fight scene in No Time to Die is a dazzling display of action, proving that sometimes less is more. Ana de Armas, as Paloma, may have had limited screen time, but she left an unforgettable impression in her single action-packed scene. Here's the setup. Bond and Paloma find themselves at a Spectre conference, which quickly turns chaotic when the Heracles virus is unleashed. The scene is a whirlwind of action, with Bond and Paloma showing off their combat skills in a high-stakes fight against time and enemies. What's remarkable about this scene is Paloma's transformation. She starts off seeming like a rookie, but quickly shows she's anything but. She's a powerhouse, seamlessly blending into the action alongside Bond. It's a classic Bond twist, the unassuming ally turning into a key player. And then there's that classic Bond moment. Amidst the chaos, he catches a champagne glass off a waiter's tray and takes a sip, all while maintaining his cool. It's these small touches that remind us why we love Bond film. They mix style with action so effortlessly. Lashana Lynch's character, Nomi, also steps up in this scene, showing off her skills as the new 007. It's a dynamic and thrilling moment that highlights the new talents in the world of James Bond. And there you have it, an uncovering tour through some of the most electrifying scenes in No Time to Die. From the narrow streets of Matera to a dramatic stairwell brawl, each scene we've dived into today showcases the thrilling essence of James Bond. But the adventure doesn't stop here. If these scenes left you on the edge of your seat, craving more, then you're in the right place. Hit that like button to show your love for all things Bond, and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into your favorite movie moments. Before you go, drop a comment below and let us know which scene had you gripping your seat the tightest. Was it the slick streets of Matera, or the intense close-quarters combat in the stairwell? Let's keep the conversation going and the adrenaline pumping. Until next time, stay tuned, stay thrilled, and keep living the action-packed cinema dream.